Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of SoTellUs Time. Today we're going to be talking about pay to win in a pandemic. What do you mean by pay to win in a pandemic? Does that mean like buy up all the, hand soaps and all the hand sanitizers and get all the face masks and get all the toilet paper? Pay to win in this pandemic, get all the toilet paper. No, that is not what we're talking about today. When we talk about pay to win, we're going to be talking about something specific for you business owners that you can do right now, implement in your business that can help you not just survive this, which we have clients that are doing that. They're using this to just survive. And that's okay too, because that is a big thing on people's minds right now is we just need to survive this because we all know that the market is going to come back, right? We all know that life is going to resume as usual. We're going to be able to go to the movie theaters and we're going to be able to go to the grocery store and there's actually going to be toilet paper and water on the shelves. It's going to be awesome. But people right now are thinking like, man, I just want to survive through this. I want to get through it and still have my company intact so that I can continue business because I know that if I can make it through it, I can do well. And then we have, on the other hand, our essential businesses, right? That are, some of them crushing it.
Yep.
They're just having amazing success. And so they're utilizing this as well to help them grow in a very big way. And it's one marketing and it's two different avenues that you can do it through. We're talking about paid ads today. Paid ads. Now people go, don't. If you've tried paid ads and it didn't work, stick in here. Hold on. And we're going to be talking about this. If you haven't tried paid ads because you have no idea what you're doing with it, no problem. Stick with us. We're going to be talking about it. Troy, you have kind of a good analogy for these guys and gals that helps them understand why paid ads and spend money in this crazy time.
Right. Absolutely. So let's just think about the stock market right now, right? So the stock market was higher. It's gone lower. So, when is the best time to get into the stock market? Mm-hmm. It's not when it's high. It's when it's low, right? Yes. When prices are low, that's, when people invest in the stock market because then there's that upside if it's going to go back up. Yeah. So a lot of people right now actually are investing in the stock market because prices are low. And it's the very same thing that we're talking about here is, when there's not a lot of competition, not a lot of other factors out there that we're going to be talking about today, it means the market's low. When it comes to paid ads, and you can capitalize on it, just like the housing market. Remember in 2008, 2009, when house prices are way down, the people who had money back then, what did they do? They went out and they bought homes. I mean, we live in Arizona. Canadians were buying homes from Canada, never even seen those homes, right? Other than a picture online. And now their homes are worth twice what they paid, right?
Absolutely.
So there's a way to capitalize when the market's down. And we're going to be talking about that today.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
All right. So let's talk about reasons why it's a good time. Okay. First and foremost, right now, competition is really low.
Super low.
Yeah. So what does that mean? That means that, a lot of businesses out there are scrambling to cut costs and save money. So the number of people that are actually competing in the paid ads is much lower.
Yeah, and we're going to give you some real world examples here in just a little bit of clients that we have that we manage, and I'm going to share with you guys what we're seeing with them.
Yes, exactly. So what happens is when there's a lot of people competing for the same ads, right, it's a bidding system. So everyone's bidding and they're driving that price up. Yeah. Well, when there's less competition, nobody's bidding the price up, right? The price is actually starting to go down because there's less people fighting for it. So the fact that right now, competition is very low when it comes to paid ads is really good for your business.
Really good.
All right. And the other thing is, a perfect example, Trevor, why don't you give an example of our company right now and our competitors?
Yeah, absolutely. This is really interesting. So here I'm going to actually click over here on my computer so I can pull it up. And it's funny in looking, I was just telling Troy, I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm so shocked. Look at this. This is awesome. I mean, I guess I shouldn't say I'm shocked, but it was interesting to see. So normally there's something called the auction insight when there comes to PPC, paid Google ads. So the auction insight is basically how much of the auction are you taking? What percentage of the auction are you taking? So when people are doing a search for like Google reviews or how to get customer reviews, for example, with SoTellUs, how much of the auction am I showing up in? So meaning when people are searching that, how many times are my ads showing up when people are searching that? Because remember, it's an auction. You're not going to show up all day, every day.
Yes.
Most people just don't have the budget for that. And trust me, I've had competitors literally spending $150,000 a month and they still weren't taking 100% of the auction.
Yep.
So that's kind of gives you a little bit of background about what the auction is. Now, normally when you look at the auction insight on your PPC ads or your guys, the people who are running it for you, when they're looking at it, they're going to have 10 to 15 or more competitors that are going to show up. And this is what's really interesting for us. Just last week, if I were to come look at my auction insights, there were going to be several competitors out there that, are competitors to SoTellUs specifically. There was, Grade.us, there was Bird Eye, there was all these different companies. Now, this week, there are 2.
Yeah.
It went from like 15, because there was a bunch of no names, something getreviews.com, I don't know, a bunch of no names that are very small companies, and then there was always the big dogs, right? And I've always considered ourselves one of the big dogs because we have always dominated that auction insight because of our knowledge and history and marketing and what we know and we call common sense marketing. We've talked about that in past podcasts, but this week it's interesting. There are 3 people on the auction insights for for SoTellUs, for customer reviews, how to get customer reviews, how to get Google reviews, Facebook reviews, how to get my business reviews, things like that. There are 3.
Yeah.
And in the auction insights, it's showing that it's us and Yelp and Podium. So those are obviously, everybody knows who Yelp is. Yelp is huge, right? They're the Goliath. And then there's Podium, who again is a very large company. And then there's us.
Yep.
And what's funny is a lot of our competitors that I named earlier, some of them are bigger than we are, and yet they've disappeared. They're gone. And the reason for that is that companies are scrambling, especially some of these companies that they were spending $100,000 a month and we were spending $10,000 a month and still outperforming them.
Yeah.
Why is that? Well, again, common sense marketing. It's just the years of knowledge that we have gained, testing, trying, doing all these different things. I mean, still to think we spend just on PPC, we spend $120,000 or plus a year just on PPC.
Exactly.
That's not all of our other marketing avenues. So the thing about it is that to see all of these competitors bounce off and to see that what our dollar starts to go further. Now, I am competing against big guys. I'm competing against big dogs, but I'll tell you something here. We are taking, let's see, right now I can click on it. We are taking 49% of the auction insight out of these 3 competitors. And I'll give you, according to the Google PPC, Podium's taking less than 10% and Yelp is taking 10.58%.
Wow.
So we are doing really, really well, and we are going against the big guys.
Right.
And the thing that's great about it is that we're getting leads and we're getting sales. And that's what's important. We will maintain marketing as long as it is working. As long as we are being profitable, we're not cutting back our marketing. We have not, I can tell you right now, I have not decreased $1 in our marketing strategy. In fact, I have increased some of our budget to get more leads and more sales during this time. And that's what we are telling all of our marketing clients to do as well. And I'll show you that a little bit later as we get further into this.
Yeah, exactly. In fact, I was one of our sales guys this morning as I was walking through the little bullpen where they are, he says, "Oh my gosh," he goes, "I've got like 7 demos scheduled today." And it's like, he's, even thinking like, oh, things are slowing down, businesses are not, but no, our marketing's doing great and he's booked solid for the entire day.
Yes. And I want you guys to stop and think for just a second. Okay. Just off topic a little bit, but if you're thinking like, oh, well, good for you, dudes, like, awesome, you guys are doing great. I'm not, but let me ask you this. What have you done over the last few weeks? Have you cut your marketing budget? Have you been cutting back on things that normally would help drive in business? And if the answer is yes, then there's a reason that business is going to keep going down. And I know, I have listeners, lots of listeners, that their businesses are shut down due to, mandates from each of your states. But there's still ways to market. There's still ways to build your business or keep things going. And we've talked about that in previous podcasts.
Absolutely.
So I highly recommend going back. Don't be all like, oh, jerks, you guys are still, we're working hard. We are working really hard for this, and we are pivoting, and we are, jumping around to try to figure out the best ways to maneuver through this whole thing. We're in it with you guys. It's not like we're in some magical, think about it. Like SoTellUs is reviews. Well, people don't need reviews if they aren't in business, right? So it's not like we haven't been impacted by this as well, but we are pivoting and we are helping our clients make maneuvers to stay in business, to continue to grow, to get around it. And I'm going to share one of those coming up here pretty quick with you.
Yep. All right. Exciting. So another reason why you want to be doing it right now is because prices are cheap.
Yeah.
Right? So I want you to think back to, this is going to go way back to the days of eBay, right? Where you went on eBay, you're looking for that, toy for your kid or whatever, and you're going and you're bidding on it, and there's like freaking 500 people on there all bidding, and it's just going up, price, boom, 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 and you're like, I can't afford it, right? I'm done. Well, it's the opposite of that right now.
Yeah.
Since there's only like 3 people out there bidding, like 2 against us,
yeah,
prices are going down. It's cheaper. So the cost per click on Facebook right now is way down.
Yeah.
In fact, in some industries, it's about the 1/6 of a price of what it was before.
Yes, our Facebook ads, Troy. I was going to share this a little bit later, but I'll jump right in right now. Our Facebook ads are down in cost per click. We are down to 21 cents per click on Facebook. So we are marketing our business and getting leads for 21 cents.
Yeah, that is crazy.
That's amazing.
Yeah, so the great thing about this, the prices being so low, is one, you can spend a fraction of what you may have spent earlier this year to get the same amount of visibility.
Yeah.
Or you can actually spend the same amount of money, right? If you're already doing Facebook ads, don't reduce your budget, keep your budget the same, and you're actually getting 6 times the visibility for the same budget. Or,
absolutely,
like Trevor said earlier, maybe you did Facebook ads in the past and it didn't work for you, it was too expensive or whatever. Well, now's the time to give it a shot again, right? Because it's so cheap. You can give it a shot. Okay, the next thing is you can afford to test new ads. And this is really important because, not every ad you create is going to be amazing and have great results. You have to be constantly testing new ads. But the hard part is, if the price of each click is really high, you really don't want to test too much because every single time someone clicks, oh, that was $30, right? And you're like, oh, I can't do that. Well, with prices being so low, now you can test different ads, different content, and you're not spending a big portion of your budget to do that.
Right. Can I jump in again?
Yeah, absolutely.
I keep jumping in. I apologize, but as you talk about this stuff, things keep popping into my mind, and I'm going, man, this is going to be really valuable for our listeners. So, perfect example of what you were just talking about. Creating multiple ads, especially with a platform like Facebook. So a gym that we did, a CrossFit gym that we do the marketing for, one of the things that we did was Facebook ads. That was the main thing that we were doing for them. Yeah. And how we targeted, why we chose Facebook ads, because we actually look at each industry and we say, okay, what different types of marketing are going to work well? And when we did the analysis, the market analysis, we said, man, I really think that we can dominate with some Facebook ads. Now, when we did that, we created like 100 different ads, 100 different ads. And we sat and we ran these ads, and then we whittled it down and went from 100 to 70, and then to 40, and then to 10. And then we literally for the last 2 years have been running the same ad, the same one ad. We knocked it down to, click it, boom. We knocked it down to one ad. And we've been running that for 2 years, and it has continued to produce them about 18 to 20 leads of, 1 week free trials. And then based on their conversion rate and everything like that, they know how much that's going to turn into revenue, how much revenue that's going to turn into and conversion. So, but think about that. We started with like 100 ads and we whittled it down to 1. So in your minds, if you create one ad, you're probably going to fail.
Right.
You can't just create one ad, especially on a platform like Facebook that doesn't have really, really good targeting. And we're going to talk about the targeting and everything in just a little bit.
Exactly. So now's the time to try different headlines, different images, different videos.
Yes.
Try video ads instead of just a regular, written ad.
Or a picture.
Yeah, exactly. A picture. So now's the time to really kind of play around, and you can do it at a very, very cheap price until you can find that perfect ad. Okay, next one. People are spending more time online right now than ever.
Yes.
There have actually been reports of increases as high as 30%.
Oh my gosh.
In the last month of people online or on their devices.
Yeah.
So, even like Facebook, I was reading an article on Facebook the other day that their traffic has skyrocketed, and the people that are actively using Facebook has skyrocketed during this time than it has previously. So now is the time that they are scrolling through those ads.
Did it give you any kind of stats on, because I remember reading stats a while back, and did it give you any updated stats?
Stats on as far as
how much time people are spending on it?
It did not give me how
hours.
much time.
Okay.
It just gave me a percentage.
So an article I read quite a while back talked about how people on average, if you average it out, they spend 8 hours a day.
No way.
8 hours a day. How can you even do that? How can you go to work and do all these other things? Well, if you think about it, people will stay up they'll get home, and the minute they get home, they're on it. They're on it until like midnight or later, and they're on it throughout their day. I mean, if you have employees, you've caught your employees probably screwing around on Facebook or something once or twice. And so that's insane. Think about that. 8 hours a day. And then now you're telling me that it's increased by 30%?
Oh, yeah.
Think about that.
Yeah. And the other thing too, again, it's crazy. I just saw this the other day I see it with my wife all the time. We'll at the end of the night, we'll sit down to watch a show together, and the show is on, but she has her phone in her hand, and she's got basically 2 screens going at all times, right? And I saw it with my daughter this weekend, who's 11. She had my iPad with a TV show playing on the iPad. She had a Kindle in the other hand, playing a game with her friends, and I'm like, whoa. And then she had her phone going with music as well.
Oh my god.
And I'm like, okay, one screen at a time, people.
Overload.
Like, we're putting it away, you get 1 screen max, So, but again, it's just, that's all, they're on there all the time. So right now it's a really good time to get in front of people that might not normally be on the social media site.
Yeah, because they have more time. I mean, think about all the people who are non-essential that are stuck at home and they're on social media. And here's the other thing too, is like, think about all the employees that are home now that are supposed to be working, but really they're on Amazon, they're on Facebook. I don't know why they're on Amazon. Don't get on Amazon. Don't spend money on frivolous things right now. Spend it on building your business and, marketing.
Exactly. So those are just some really good reasons right now why it's the perfect time to get into paid ads. So Trevor, why don't you give us some more information about like the different platforms and what works best, or
Facebook,
with each.
Yeah. Let's start with Facebook. I'm going to start with Facebook. So Facebook ads, the thing about Facebook ads is targeting is key. So if you're thinking about, okay, guys, I'm listening to you. I'm going to do it. I want to try it. I'm going to go to Facebook because Google sounds daunting and scary. And we'll talk about that in a minute too. But Facebook, targeting is key. And I will say that targeting is not super easy at all. If you are going hyper local, that's awesome. Now there are certain industries that are a little bit easier to go, like nationwide and things like that, and I'll tell you a story in just a minute about that. But being hyper local, like for our gym, just a certain radius, certain zip codes, that is really, really effective. And then going in and looking through. So if you go in and you want to do this yourself, real quick, I'll give you just one little quick tip. And I told Troy we wouldn't go super deep into it, and my mind just dives right in. And I really want to go into it and just do the course with you and teach you guys exactly how to do it. But I know we don't have time for that. So when you go in and you create your audience, okay, that's who you're going to be targeting. There are tabs in there, and it's got suggestions and all sorts of things. But as you go through, you can click, and it'll have different demographics and all these different suggestions and things. Go through each one. Click the little bubble, or hover over the little question mark bubble, and read about each thing. Get the description and details of each suggestion or each thing or each demographic, so that you can better understand. Because targeting, I can't tell you, that is where most 90% of people fail when
Yeah.
it comes to Facebook is in the targeting. The other thing that you can be doing is you can be doing boosts right now. So maybe let's say you don't have a clue how to get into Ads Manager. You don't want to figure it out. You don't want to get on YouTube and spend time learning how to do Facebook ads,
Yep.
but you do want to boost, which makes Facebook makes super easy. You're going to make a post and then you're going to see the little boost blue button. Maybe you've done it. Maybe you haven't. Maybe you had success with it. Maybe you haven't. But if you click on that, again, it comes down to creating your audience. So you ultimately have to create your audience. But the thing that I like about boosting is that if you just want to run something for a few days or even a few weeks, it's not worth the time going and creating a whole ad where you can just create a great boost and get it out in front of a lot of people. So the thing about Facebook in general is even before now, it's cheap.
Yeah.
And so that's very enticing. But again, going back to the audience, you want to make sure that you're really getting in and honing in on your people. And so, an industry that's really easy in that is CrossFit gyms. Gyms are really easy to do that. Real estate, really easy to do that.
Yep.
And I told Troy I wouldn't go into a whole bunch of, specifics on, industries that it works well. And we'll save that for another time. Maybe we'll do a whole training on Facebook, and we'll do a whole training on Google. But as an example, with Facebook, I am not a realtor by any means. Do not have my license, but I have trained several realtors. I have had many brokerages have me come in and train their realtors. I have been hired by home builders that, their realtors, if you've ever sold for a home builder, the nice thing about it is, that there's 500 homes going into this community and you've got you and one other person, and you're going to sell a portion of these homes. And so you can almost like figure out what your pay is going to be. And so unfortunately, what the home builders have expressed to me is that, and these are not my words, it's their words. I did not say this. They said this. So don't get mad at me. But it can create a little bit of laziness when it comes to being a realtor selling for a home builder. And so because they know that these homes are going to get sold, they know they're going to get bought up. So they have hired me to come in and teach Facebook ads and how to target for realtors and do all of this. So I took a few years back, four years ago, I sold my last house, and we weren't getting a lot of traction, to be honest with you, on the house. And I thought, well, why is this happening? I mean, we should really be getting this out. And I mean, it could be the problem that, I couldn't get a sign in my front yard. We actually sold the house and never, I think, did really get a sign in the front yard.
No.
I mean, it was quite silly. But I decided one day, you know what? I'm going to run ads. I am a smart marketing guy. I know how to do this. I am going to run ads on Facebook. So I created, first thing I started with was a simple boost. I took pictures of my home, and then I put the description in there. I put the price in there. And then I went in and my audience, I targeted realtors and anybody interested in realty. And then I targeted, Facebook even said that they could tell me people who were likely to move in the next 3 and 6 months. And I thought, holy cow. And this is amazing. Facebook knows a lot about us. I mean, they do listen to us. They're listening right now. So watch what you say. Otherwise, you're going to get it in your newsfeed. And, you don't want to see weird things coming up in your newsfeed. So I boosted this, and I actually did it for Arizona and California at the time, a portion of California, not all of California, but a portion of California. Because at the time, we had a lot of people coming from California and buying houses over here. Within 3 days, we had offers on the house. 3 days. So that's how good a boost can be. A boost is just as good as an ad, but it's way easier to do. It's very simple. And again, it just comes down to the targeting. Now, there was a lot that went into my audience, but I told you the basics of what it was. That's kind of what Facebook is and how Facebook can help you. So I think that there's a lot of industries out there, especially right now, that are essential businesses that can be using Facebook ads to grow their business. And if anything, hang on.
Yes.
Hold on, because we're going to get through it like we've talked about, and the economy's going to come back. And I actually think it's going to come back strong, Troy. I think it's going to come back really strong, because think about when they say, you're not quarantined anymore, and movie theaters are open and restaurants are open, and get on out there and do your thing. I mean, people are going to flood the streets, right?
I'm just trying to figure out who that impersonation is of.
Well, it's definitely not Donald Trump. I don't even know how to do. Only know how to do the Donald Trump. I don't know. I just know they talk to the mouth like this. I'm starting to sound like Brooklyn or something.
Yeah,
you know? I don't know.
Like the mob.
Yeah, it's like the mob. I just know that he gets his lips like this, and he just, mouth real closed, But anyways, I don't know who it was. It was the people, Troy. It was them, those people who tell us, get out there and run, do your thing. Get it, guys. I don't know. When I think of a great America, I think of like good old country boys, like, get on out there and do your thing. You guys get back to them movies. And, our country was built on these people. So, all right, now let's talk about Google.
Well,
ads.
Real quick before we do Google,
yeah.
one thing about Facebook is that it's really about reactive buyers. And we're going to talk about that a little bit too.
That's true. Reactive buyers. I'm glad that you're writing about that. Okay, so that goes along with the hyper local and targeting is key, because reactive buyers, what is a proactive buyer and a reactive buyer? A proactive buyer is someone who is searching for your services or products. A reactive buyer is someone who is not thinking about it at all, but you can create an ad and put it in front of them and they're going to react to it. So think about that. You're on Facebook, you're going to be having people that are, scrolling through, watching funny cat videos. They're seeing what their friends and family are doing during quarantine. They're looking for fun little activities they can be doing with their, families. And then all of a sudden, bam, there's your ad. So marketing is psychology.
Yes.
There's a big piece of that. And luckily, Troy and I both love the human mind and psychology. And Troy even was getting a degree in criminal justice, right? He liked the mind and thinking about it. And it's all psychology, and it all plays a part in marketing, understanding people's personalities and their mindsets and how they think. So when you're thinking about your ads, as people are scrolling through, just imagine as you're creating your ad, as you're creating a graphic or you're making a video or anything like that, creating a post, as they're scrolling through and they're looking at funny cat videos and they're like, oh, look, people are making like little Easter eggs and hiding them around the neighborhood for when people walk with their kids. It's something going on in my neighborhood right now. People are making Easter eggs and hiding them, and then people, the kids can find them and they're having a good time doing it. Because, here in Arizona, our governor said, get out and go walk and have a good time and go for hikes and ride your bikes, just social distance. And so that's what people are doing. And so they were making fun things. So as they're doing that, as they're looking at this stuff, and then all of a sudden, boop, your ad comes up in their feed as they're scrolling. Is it going to make them react? Right. Are they going to want to take action? What is that? Is it carpet cleaning? So, if it's carpet cleaning, I'd be creating an ad of, nasty carpet on one side, clean carpet on the other side, a COVID, ugly, yucky, molecule on the dirty side, and, a fresh baby, laying on the ground playing with their toys, or whatever on the other side. And that's going to catch people's attention. If you look at any of our, YouTube videos, our YouTube channel with SoTellUs Time, all of our graphics that we create are to capture people's attention.
Yes.
Because our videos show up just in the natural feed of YouTube as well. And so we want to capture people's attentions. And it's very easy to do that right now during this whole COVID-19 thing. So you're wanting to get with Facebook, you're needing to be able to create something that makes people react.
Yes.
Okay? Because they're not going to be, honestly, being proactive on Facebook.
Yeah. They're not going to go into Facebook and search for carpet cleaners.
No, they're not going to do that. Absolutely not. Okay, so now, anything else on Facebook?
No, I think that's it.
Okay, perfect. Let's move on to Google Ads, PPC. Pay per click. So Google Ads, what I love about Google Ads, it's one of my favorites, is that it's very targeted marketing, direct targeted marketing. What does that mean? It's keyword specific. So that means when somebody, on Facebook, they're not searching for a carpet cleaner like Troy just said, but on Google, when they see a carpet cleaning result, it's because they searched for a carpet cleaner. Carpet cleaner near me, best carpet cleaner near me, number one carpet cleaner, professional carpet cleaners, things like that. They're going to be searching for that keyword specifically, and your ads can show up at the very top with the Google Ads, with PPC. And so I love that. Now, the other thing is that PPC is really good for going nationwide and worldwide as well. I would never take one of my clients, and I should never say never. You never say never, but I find it hard, or would rarely take a client that's trying to go nationwide and didn't have a huge marketing budget for brand awareness and put them on Facebook. If they've got brand awareness money, if they've got fluff money, okay, I like to call it fluff marketing. So if you're Coca-Cola, yeah, I'll put you on Facebook and we can do some advertising, because their whole idea is that they want you to see a Coke and drink a Coke later.
Yeah.
That's what they want. They don't want you to see a Coke and buy a Coke now. That's what fluff marketing is, and that's what, Facebook can be. And I feel like most of the time falls in that category. Not always, but most time. Because again, think about the logic behind it. Facebook, people scrolling, not thinking about dentists or carpet cleaning or, a Coca-Cola. But then they see it and they react to it. With Google, they're being proactive buyers. They are looking for that service or that product.
Yep.
If I go onto Google and I search, Monster energy drinks, because my employees like to drink Monster energy drinks, because I'm looking for places that can ship me Monster energy drinks right now. That's why I'm on there. I'm not just searching Monster energy drinks for fun. It's because I'm wanting it. If I'm searching for a carpet cleaner, I'm wanting it. If I'm searching for a home inspector or a dentist, especially right now, an emergency dentist that is open and willing to do some emergency dental, I'm being proactive and I'm looking for those certain services. And that's why I really like Google Ads. The other thing I like about them is that their reporting is really good.
Yeah.
Facebook's reporting is not good. It's not. It's like, cryptic. It's reading hieroglyphics. And so I can't even say the word. That's how hard, Facebook's making me work really hard right now. But with Google, their reporting is amazing. And I want to actually talk about this right now. I'm going to go over a couple of my clients and industries so that we can talk about this a little bit more. I told you guys a little bit about SoTellUs.
Yep.
And what they were doing. Let me click over here and we'll talk about, here's a dentist that we are running ads for on Google PPC. What I love about this is going down to that auction insight. My dentist who is going after emergency dental right now, you'll see in the auction insight, there's a bunch of grayed out people that are just not taking hardly any of the auction. My dentist, if I look at it right now, this dentist right here, he's taking 62.87%. He is at the top of the page 93% of the time.
Wow.
93% of the time. And he's going after emergency dental in 2 locations. So he's keeping 2 locations open and feeding 2 locations, which is feeding employees, which is also helping the community in 2 locations. And all these other competitors are dropping off. They're disappearing. They're taking, here's a few of the competitors taking 20%, taking 18%, 10%, less than 10%, less than 10%, less than 10%. People are disappearing and he is getting the business. Guess what? His phones ring because people are having emergencies.
Right. And dentists want emergency dental cases, right? Because they can charge more money for it.
Absolutely.
And yet all these other dentists are shutting the doors, telling their employees to go home and saying, now we don't want the jobs that pay really, really well. We just want to clean teeth. What?
Yeah. And really, that is a lot of these dental offices. I heard of one the other day that was going to just lay all of the employees off so that they could all jump onto the new Unemployment Act program or whatever. And I'm going, why? Do you do emergency dental? Yeah, I do emergency dental. Then why aren't you staying open and why aren't you actually paying? See, here's one thing to understand about all the money that the government's going to give us, guys. The less we use, the better. Because we are all going to have to pay for that. Taxpayers pay for this. It's not coming out of the senators and the congressmen and women. It's coming out of all of us. And I think it was crazy. The stats, something I saw the other day was talking about the number of people that actually pay taxes, right?
Yeah.
And the $2.2 trillion that they're flooding into the thing. Well, if each person who actually pays taxes, if all of that money gets sent out and spent, it was going to be like $20,000 per taxpayer. That's insane that we're all going to have to cover. So the point is the government's not the answer.
Right.
If you can stay in business and you can continue business and you can continue to either survive, just survive, if not grow and thrive, do so. do so. So looking at them.
Really quick, Trevor, I want to
Yeah.
just add in there because you talked about the government money, right?
Yeah.
So we talked about in our last podcast ways that you can get your hands on some of that government money,
Absolutely.
right? And this is one way that you could use that government money,
In marketing.
right? In marketing.
Yeah.
You know, if you've ever wanted to try PPC, the, you know, pay-per-click, the Facebook ads, things like that, why not take some of that money that you can get from the government and utilize it
Yeah.
to do it right now?
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Exactly. So think about that for all my dentists, you know, that are sitting home at the couch, on the couch. Maybe you should jump online and get some PPC ads going and Facebook ads. I would run Facebook ads for you as well.
Yep.
And get your emergency dental out there and get your people back in. You know, we want to make sure that we're taking care of everybody during this, you know, crazy time, this pandemic. Okay, let's jump into another customer that is doing something a little bit different. This is interesting. So we have a local patio furniture company that's an amazing company here locally. They build it here. They use American-made steel. They powder coat it themselves. They have awesome warranties. It's a family-owned business. They are awesome. We love them. They do an amazing job. They provide the highest quality furniture out there. In fact, most of these other patio companies have had to shut down because they're just ordering their stuff out of China. And that's 6 to 8 weeks to get your materials and everything like that. And so they're not even, you know, helping the economy here locally. So that's very disappointing. I'm very disappointed in all of you other patio companies. But our patio company, in fact, I'll give them the shout out. It's Premier Patio here in Arizona. We love you guys. They're doing an amazing job. American-made steel, American jobs and warranties, and it's just the best stuff. So something interesting about them. They had to, you know, they wanted to as well shut down their showroom.
Yep.
They have a ton of inventory, but they wanted to shut down their showroom because they're good people and they wanted to help out during this time. They wanted to do their part in not spreading the virus. So, which a lot of other companies I did see stayed open. A lot of furniture companies stayed open, very large ones. By the way, shame on you, because like I drive by and there are literally hundreds of vehicles in their parking lot, hundreds.
Yeah.
And I'm going, okay, you're not helping by any means, but they shut down their showroom, and what they did is we helped them pivot to online, and they've never done online sales before. So now what we've got is to where they have live video tours. They can set up live video tours with their potential customers and show off the inventory that they have. They can ask their sales associate all the questions they have and get everything answered. And then they can even purchase online or over the phone, and their delivery people will go in, put it on the back porch, set it up, make it look beautiful, and they never even had to interact directly with a person in person at all during the whole process. So it's been awesome. Now, have they canceled their marketing or slowed their marketing down? Heck no. Heck no. They are, like I said, family-owned business. They've been serving the Valley for over 7 years doing this. They're not trying to go anywhere. They want to stay in business. They love their employees, and they are working hard to keep their employees and make sure that everybody can, you know, get paid and do all this stuff. So what they're doing, interesting enough, with their ads, what we have seen is all of their local competitors have disappeared. They've all dropped off, totally gone. Their competitors now, though, are the online stores. Online stores like Wayfair and even Home Depot and some of these other companies are really ramping up their online marketing because they're trying to push even more, because they've had to, you know, Wayfair is online anyways, but like Home Depot is limiting people inside the store. Their inventory is low, you know, everything like that. So they're ramping up these online orders. So on one aspect for them, their local competitors have disappeared, but their online competitors have increased. Now, the crazy thing about that is some of these they're competing against big companies. Their local competitors are way smaller than Wayfair and Home Depot and all these other competitors, but yet they are still competing. And they are we set up a form for people to fill out to schedule a time to do this live tour. and they are getting people scheduling these tours. They're getting pieces sold. They're getting pieces delivered. They're still cranking and working, and it's been awesome. And I just commend them for being able to pivot in their business and being able to be flexible and to realize that this is not the end. They're not going to roll over and die.
Yeah.
They're pit bulls. They're going to fight to the bitter end, and they're going to make it through this. And then on the other side, they're going to be shining. They're going to come through shiny, because guess what? Now, when they open up their showroom, yeah, when they open up their showroom, they're going to have 2 avenues of revenue, because they're not going to just shut down the online.
Right.
People will still be able to do online orders, which they have now that they didn't have before, and they're going to have their showroom. So they're going to have 2 avenues for revenue, and I just think that's awesome. So I commend them. They are amazing people. Really exciting. Now let's talk about another one of our clients, which is a tile and stone company. Now you could think, wow, these guys, I mean, they must be really hurting, because they do dustless tile removal, and then they do installs and remodels as well. And you'd be right normally, but they've actually been doing very well. They've been cranking because their marketing was on point before they even this whole thing started. Their competitors are dropping off left and right. They've only got a few competitors left. These guys are taking 64.39% of all the shares, of all the impressions.
Wow.
Yeah, they're doing really well. And that keeps growing every single day, because their competitors don't know what the heck they're doing. They are at the top of the search engines 76% of the time. 76% of the time, they're at the very top of the search engine. So they're doing really well. And this is PPC. These are just their PPC numbers. Now, all of these clients that we've been talking about, they're doing PPC. They're doing Facebook, most of them. They're doing SEO.
Yep.
They're doing article services, the Post Place, which is a service that we have. These guys are all in it to win it. Have they taken a dip? Have they taken a hit? Heck yeah. But they're just like us. They're not stopping. They're not rolling over. They're not giving up. We're going to be continuing to market. They're going to be continuing to market. They're going to continue to get out there and provide services and make sure that when someone is searching for them, they are being found.
Yeah.
Because that's the thing is, if you say, well, I'm still going to keep working, but you cut all your marketing off, you're not going to be there when people are looking. People aren't going and getting flyers right now and hiring people. I can tell you that right now. People are online 24/7. And that's why we did our whole SoTellUs Time dedicated to online ads just today. It was all about that, because that's where people are. They're all online. And these are 2 places that you can get up immediately. SEO takes 6, 8, 12 months to be effective.
Yeah.
Article services it's still SEO.
Yeah.
So online article services, which you might know as blogging, most blogging is junk. It really is. But our article services are amazing, because it uses the common sense marketing strategies to market. Now that can even take weeks to months and up to a year to take effect. Ads, PPC, Google paid per click, and Facebook ads, that can happen immediately. Now, just giving you full disclosure, they do have it set right now that because of COVID-19, even Google and Facebook are low on employees. So they have to review these ads to make sure that it's nothing disgusting and, nothing inappropriate or, hate talk or anything like that. So they do say right in their ads that when you create these, there is a delay, even in a boost on Facebook. But that's okay. So go and create it, submit it, and then I've seen some that have taken a couple of days. I've seen some that have just taken a couple of hours, and it's not been a big deal, but there is a delay. All right, guys. Troy, anything to add about Google PPC?
No, I think you covered it really, really well.
Good. Perfect. And again, I think we could honestly have a whole episode, and especially on our YouTube show, where we go through and we actually show what we're doing for our clients and for ourselves. Because again, one thing about us and one thing to understand about SoTellUs and SoTellUs Time and Troy and Trevor Howard is we don't do anything and we don't suggest anything that we're not doing for ourselves.
Yes.
We don't suggest anything to you that we're not already currently doing for ourselves and having success with. It's called direct marketing. I tell my clients, if I would send my dollars out to go and get their little friends and bring them back, then I would suggest it to you. But if I wouldn't spend that dollar, if I wouldn't send it out, I wouldn't send it out for you either. And that's why I love direct marketing versus fluff marketing. And again, fluff marketing has its place once you get big enough to just, Coca-Cola to say, hey, see my Coca-Cola, go buy one later and I'll be happy. All right, guys. Well, I've had a great time talking with you today. I hope that you guys have had a great time listening to us today. And this is the thing is we can all find success through these times. Even some of our childcare centers that have been reaching out to us that are closed down. They're going, okay, how do we plan and prepare? Because we're not going away. Yeah, our doors might be shut right now, but we fully intend to reopen. And what are we going to be doing? Because, there's all these different fears and questions and ideas. We've been helping all of our clients. We've been helping all of our listeners. We've had so many people email in, message us. It's been great. In fact, we've had people just get online, find our phone number and call in and say, hey, I need help. And so this has been really wonderful. We're really excited about it. If you have tried ads and it didn't work for you, if you've never tried ads, then now is the time.
Yeah, absolutely.
The prices are right. The competition is gone. If you need help with ads, reach out to us, message us, email us, call us. We will be happy to help you with your ads. We'll be happy to advise you or guide you. That's why we're here. We're not in it for money. This is, as you guys all know, the SoTellUs Time is totally free. We're just here to give you guys advice and to help you through, your daily experiences with being a business owner in all aspects of your business. Let alone did we know that, we'd be helping you through a pandemic, but yet the outpour, we really appreciate all the love and support that we've been getting from you guys. I just want to say that as well. We have gotten so many calls, so many messages, so many emails talking about thanking us. Thank you guys so much for helping us through these times. It's been really great, and we really appreciate hearing that. So one thing that you guys can do is if you're enjoying these episodes, share them. Take a screenshot, share it to your Facebook page, share it to your business. A lot of you business owners are a part of groups. Go share the SoTellUs Time podcast in your group.
Yes, absolutely.
Get the links to our podcast and share them in those groups. Other businesses need ideas and help to grow. And again, a rising tide raises all ships. Now is not the time to be greedy. Now is the time to help and share.
Yes, absolutely.
Anything to add, Troy?
No, that's it. Again, like I said, if you have any questions, reach out to us. You can go, subscribe to the YouTube channel, leave a question on there if you want. There's lots of different ways to reach out to us, but we'd be happy to help.
Yep, absolutely. All right, guys. Well, thank you for spending another, Tuesday with SoTellUs Time. Troy and Trevor Howard, we love you guys. We appreciate you guys, and we will catch you next time on SoTellUs Time.